And I believe we are live. It is Friday, November 8th, 2019. I'd like to welcome all of you that are here to watch the SMT Podcast or listen in to the podcast. At the time of this recording, it is 8:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Perhaps you're watching this in a different time zone. Perhaps you're watching this in a different hemisphere. We are in the Western Hemisphere. Well, yeah, Northern. Also on the western side of the continent. Well, eastern side of the continent, western side of the world. Depending on where you're listening from, it may be morning, it may be afternoon, it may be the evening. Glad that you guys could be here tonight. It's been a wild and crazy and wacky week. Tons of news. Lots of announcements. T-Mobile's pretty busy. Sprint's also pretty busy. I think we got to definitely mention them. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take anything that happened this week, anything that is fair game from this week, and we can discuss it. We could do video or not. It's really up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm perfectly fine with. I don't feel like video is a requirement. I don't feel it's necessary, but you know, the SMT is a man of the people. To me, it's all about the discussion. It's all about the conversation. Really, that's what it's about to me. I don't know about you guys. We got 40 in the live. Thank you guys for making it here this evening. If you're watching this on replay, big shout out to the replay crew. Whenever you are watching this, thank you for watching as well. Huge week. Massive, mega announcements coming out of T-Mobile. Also, big news coming out of Sprint too. We can't poo-poo that. You know, we can't downplay it. They're a big part of this. Time to start thinking about Dish at this point, you know, with the merger proceeding going through its steps. Before I get into any of the details and the parts of our discussion, and of course, you know, tonight we're going to kind of treat like an open mic night as well. We could talk about anything tech-related, devices, networks, wireless, whatever. It's open to you guys. We covered everything the last couple of days. We've had a couple of lives. We had one Sunday. We had one yesterday. So we've been doing a lot of lives. So really, my goal is to just, you know, have the conversation with the SMT Nation. But first, we must do roll call. So, Tom, good to have you on. Asking about Altice using Sprint and AT&T. How's it supposed to work after the merger? From what I understand, Altice is going to have to completely change and modify its network layout, how they're going to be doing these agreements. I don't know what T-Mobile's going to do with that, how they're going to honor the Sprint piece. I know that the AT&T roaming piece is really just for calling. I'm hearing that it's not covered on the LTE piece. So there's some things to work out there. Maybe something better turns out from the merger. Rafi, good to have you on. Got the big wrench. Y'all watch out. Rafi's got it. What's up, Kareem? Good to have you on, brother. Max is here. Joshua in the house. Thanks, Raf. Appreciate the audio check. Aiden, good to have you on. Steve, it's one heck of a avatar there. Madbird, what's going on, brother? Michael is in the house. John, we could do video. Like I said, we could do video. It's really up to you guys. No face cam. Ryan, I'm saying we could do it. I'm here. You get what I'm saying? We could do video or not. You know, it's really up to you. K Deuce, what's going on? Good to have you on, Michael. Tom's in the house. John, hey, yeah, I got a haircut, man. Had to do it. M. Garcia, I am excellent. I am not ready to be up all night, man. Don't do it to me, dog. Vid is better. All right, John, if we get some agreements with you, if people agree, we'll do the video. Oh, Rafi just said video. All right. Rafi's kind of like El Presidente. So if he's calling the shots where Michael says video, all right, man. All right. You guys win. I thought I was going to be able to hide from you guys. The SMT cannot hide from the SMT Nation. You guys got it. All right, John. I'm here. Nino Beats is in the house. What's up, Lawrence? Good to have you on. Seabass, what's up? Sebastian, aka Sebi, is in the house. Mad Bird, watch the data. The Xbox Cloud thing won't stream on T-Mobile. I think the video is being throttled by T-Mobile. Quite possibly, Joshua. From my research on the, what is it called? The WeHe app, T-Mobile and Verizon seem to be doing the most video throttling. Nintendo 504 is in the house. Good to have you on, sir. Where are we at here? Steve wants video too. All right, we up in here. You know what, Ryan? Not that I know of. I haven't heard from anybody in terms of coming on. We'll see. My invites are always open to anybody who's been on a podcast before. So it's open to Technoid. It's open to Pete. It's open to Dave. Whoever wants to come on, they're always more than welcome. What's up, Matt Dub? Good to have you on. The MVNO, I don't know. The SIM just got shipped to me. Before I go ahead and talk about it, I just want to get everything cleared and, honestly, it's one of those things I just want to wait till I get it activated before I talk about it. So I'm here, man. I'm here. All right, Gary, we're up in here, man. 5G stuff be out, 600 megahertz. I'm going to be switching. Okay, so 5G will be up and running December 6th. So glad to tune in the last room. Good to have you on, Tyler. What's up, Ryan? Hey, thanks, Nino Beats. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much, Lawrence. Eric's in the house. And thanks for the super chat from Nino Beats. Gary, good to have you on. Bienvenido. Appreciate you. No video? All right, fine. No video. We out. 5G that will replace cable and satellite companies, putting up monopoly companies out of business. I don't know if it's going to force them out of business, but it's going to force them to reconsider their business model, their pricing, and how they enter the market. Yeah, just got a haircut, man. It was getting scruffy, bro. Real bad. I had to get a haircut. Video's better. Seabass wants video. If we get 40 likes, we'll do video. I'm down with that. If we get 40 likes, we could do video. See, Tom, let me know when we hit those 40 likes. And then we'll switch over to video. No, I'm not doing coffee. I'm doing this fruit and vegetable drink with green tea. It's like a energy drink. But instead of going like Red Bull, I'm going a little bit more natural. So that's what I'm doing for the energy kick tonight. We got 74 in the live. Thank you guys for being here tonight. If you guys could, please like the video, share the video. It'll be awesome. Now we're not in the bat cave. Seb's on time. Hear about the new Visible plan, replace the $40 plan. What's the new Visible plan? Last I checked, it was still $40, but they were doing like a $5 discount for every additional party added. So if that's what you're talking about, I think it's a great deal, K-Deuce, unless there's something different that I don't know about. Randy, what's up? Am I a sneedlet or a sneedling? You could be a sneedle or you can be a sneedling. It's one or the other. I don't know about a sneedlet. That must be like a super small sneedling or something. What's up, Jeremy? Good to have you on, man. Michael says T-Mobile has less money than they thought they had to spend on the merger. Now T-Mobile wants Sprint's assets for 19 instead of 26.6. You can't blame them for trying, right, to get a better deal. But like I said, I don't know if it's wise to try to manipulate and play with the numbers. I think it's risky business. You just spent the last year and a half trying to make this merger thing happen. You get authorization and clearance from the DOJ and the FCC. You get on common ground with, Sprint, and you got support of states. I don't know if you want to put all of that on the line, at this point. Now, I'm not to say that $7 billion is not a big deal, but I mean, it's going to be water under the bridge in the grand scheme of things after this is all said and done and they're making money, right, and operating as this huge mega capacity carrier. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. Shouldn't be throttled. Even Twitter support tells me it should work. It might be being throttled. You might be right on with that. Yeah, man. My birthday is December 7th, so definitely. What's up, Tony? Good to have you on. ACDC's in the house. I'm doing well, Eric. I'm doing well. Are we at 40 likes yet? If we're at 40 likes, I will activate the video. As of right now, we're audio only. So let me know when we get to those. Yeah, I agree. We do need that 2.5 gigahertz going. I mean, we can't just keep it locked up in Sprint without them like rolling it out. 2 months free moves. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good deal, man. Felixer. What's up, Felix? Good to have you on. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Drop the like. Others should do the same. Yeah, go ahead and like the video, guys. T-Mobile will cover 60% of the USA, what it said on the T-Mobile. And if you think about it, 60% of the US, that probably means 60% of the population, not necessarily 60% of the footprint of the country. So you got to be careful with that. Thanks, man. Appreciate the kind words. We're at 30. We get to 40, I'll activate the video. What's up, Cesar? I'm doing well. How are you, sir? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, I'm hiding in the back cave. Don says, can't wait for the 600 megahertz to hit Indiana. Yeah, hopefully it's sooner rather than later. After they deploy nationwide home internet, I think it's going to be a huge win for them. It's going to help a lot of customers out there nationwide with limited options for sure, Max. What's up, Paul? Got that Bacardi going on. Right on, bro. What's up, Gene? Lou? Thanks, man. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you for, the commitment. Appreciate you. John, it's like, I don't know, probably about 36 degrees, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. So 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, probably. What's up, Paul? Randy's in the house. You could be a Sneed head. Sure. Only rumor I heard about John from T-Mobile was he'd go work for the real estate company WeWork. I'm not sure where that comes from, but I did hear that too. It's true. Even if you just put a logo on the main screen and put a little pic of yourself. Okay, well. Are we at 40 likes yet? Because, we are at 40 likes? Oh, Felixer, thank you for following, man. Appreciate you being here, man, and thanks for stopping by. We got 40 likes? All right, man. All right, let's do it. Let's get the cam going. Here we are. John, good to have you on. Nightwing. The T-Mobile CEO will be changing. There's a lot being said about that. I don't know for sure how it's going to play out, but I think John's exit strategy is eventually, to kind of wrap up with T-Mobile. I don't know if he's moving on to something else. I don't know if he becomes an advisor. I think there's just a lot we don't know that we would find shortly after, because his contract is up April of 2020. So, all right, 40 viewing. I got 88 views. I got, I don't know how many likes. Glad you guys could be here tonight. T-Mobile trash Verizon on 15 cities of 5G. Yeah, it's not even going to be close. Verizon's 5G isn't touching T-Mobile's 5G. Yeah, get your pizza, bro. Get your pizza. Good question, Gene. How does this affect Metro? So I'm going to say it affects Metro in that apparently Metro can have access to the 5G part of the network. The only thing is how many people that are on a prepaid offering like Metro are going to be willing to shell out the $900 minimum for a 5G device, and possibly something even in the neighborhood of like $1,500, $1,300. Who's willing to pay that? Not many people even on postpaid want to pay that. So T-Mobile can't be playing it. I agree with you, Nino, 100%. You can't risk it. It's come too far. It's been too long a road. Trying to negotiate a few $1 billion while it seems like a lot of money, you just can't risk it. There's too much on the line. Pearl Harbor Sneed Day. I know. It's a day of infamy. News that NVIDIA is helping telecoms making better performance to vRAN with Ericsson. Yeah, I was reading a story on that, actually. I think the news has been going on for most of 2019. I've seen multiple stories on this. A lot of good technology advances going on. Things that'll probably affect us more next year and moving forward. We'll see. My favorite cell carrier is T-Mobile. For different reasons, of course. Market disruptor, the underdog, the customer care component, the growth. There's a lot to really like about T-Mobile. I think they're the most fun to cover. They do the most for the customers. They're the ones that I support the most. I definitely can call a spade, though. I know what AT&T's network is like. I know what Verizon's network is like. But my favorite carrier is definitely T-Mobile. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's go, Bruce. Hit that like button. Well, we'll get the 600 megahertz nationwide. That's the goal. That's how they plan on getting it nationwide, Gary. Right? Getting 5G nationwide means you got to go low band. There's no way you could do it with 2.5 gigahertz alone. Definitely not millimeter wave. I agree, M. Garcia. Totally agree. Appreciate that. Thank you for liking, guys. We're at 51. Nice. Yeah, I'm very excited too, guys. That 5G is going to be awesome. What's up, Chris? Good to have you on. Chris Wolf with the picture of the wolf. Excellent. We got Bruce Brenner or Bruce Banner. I don't know which one. We got the Incredible Hulk. Sneedster in the house. Yeah. The only reason I'm still on Sprint because of the merger. Yeah, that'll price lock you in, David, which is pretty nice. Do you think T-Mobile will release their home internet to everyone when 5G is turned on? I think once it becomes mass available, now you can start activating, home internet, lighting it up in lots of cities. And then at that point, do you even just want to restrict it to rural? You should open it up nationwide. Because the goal is to give people options. The goal is to give people competition. So if somebody doesn't want Comcast or Charter or Altice, they've got options. Mega bankers have money invested in Sprint. There's probably going to be a lot of investing in Sprint between now and January. Hey, thanks, Felix, sir. Appreciate it, man. Yep, big day, Note 10 Plus's boss. Huge day, December 6th. Now, what I've been telling people is at this point moving forward, you got to start thinking to yourself, well, if T-Mobile is going to be offering 5G and it's going to be the most comprehensive, it's going to be the most readily available, now it's time to start thinking about a 5G device. You don't have to rush out and get a 5G device, but now it becomes a legitimate consideration. Like now I can think about what am I going to buy or when do I buy a 5G phone? You don't have to rush out and buy one, but it's time to think about it. Jamaal, thank you for being here, brother. Good to have you on, man. Longtime supporter, subscriber of the channel, patron, and a good friend of the show. Thanks for being here, Jamaal. 34 here in New Jersey. Wow. It's pretty cold. Yeah, we're not too far from that. Everywhere we'll have Band 71. I will have 5G on the new OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren 5G. Now, Josh, that's going to be an expensive phone. It's going to be limited edition. What's up, Ray Steele? Good evening to you, sir. Appreciate you being here tonight. Yeah, it's going to be available in 2020, Gene. We're just going to have to wait. I mean, it really hinges upon the merger. We might get official announcement on it February, March, April, who knows, but they did say 2020. Good evening, Rooster. Good to have you on, sir. Thanks for being here. Okay, salesman in the T-Mobile store. Awesome. Yeah, definitely check out my Patreon. And if you guys want to do some super chats, that's always greatly appreciated. Love the super chats. They do go to Yasmin's college fund. Get Yasmin off to a good start. After the merger is completed, will T-Mobile be nice to all of the Sprint MVNOs? What will happen to the MVNOs? I hope they are. I do hope that they're able to at least honor their original commitments to those providers. At least carry through on the deals that they currently have with Sprint, Yeah, I mean, he's a big part of what T-Mobile did as a business model. That's 100% true. But I mean, everybody moves on at some point. You know what I mean, Cesar? Nokia stocks are dirt cheap right now. Bye. Definitely buy. How Sprint service work? Will it be much better? It will definitely be better. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, when was the last time that you could say, like, Sprint's network was really strong nationwide? It's been a long time. Big shout out to Jeremy. Thank you for this super chat with the PayPal donation. Thanks, Jeremy. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you again. For those of you that want to make a donation via PayPal, there is a in the description box. You will see a PayPal share link if you want to do that, or you could do a super chat, whatever you like. That is all greatly appreciated. Thank you for those considerations in advance. T-Mobile is a great company. Agreed. Totally agree. I would not like T-Mobile to jeopardize the deal. What do I think? See, I'm with you there on that, Eric, because I just think there's too much at risk. Why would you want to backtrack on a deal? You have an agreement. You kind of knew what you were getting into, and you knew what the plan was going to be moving forward. So why back out and try to renegotiate things and try to pull some kind of a discount underhanded move there? I don't know. I mean, if they feel confident that Sprint's willing to, to work with that, so be it. But I wouldn't risk it, no setbacks. Cesar, my second favorite carrier is probably I want to say Sprint. It's more of an underdog thing. It's probably Sprint. The only issue I have with Sprint is just the debt has prevented them from competing. But I love what they do with their rate plans. I love their competitive nature. But I don't like their executives. I don't like their business plan, the lack of execution, and I hated their purchases. They were just huge mistakes. What's up, Billy? Good to have you on. That's going to be a big thing. They've got to get better in buildings. You're totally right. What's up, Francis? Good to have you on, man. Actively turning 600 megahertz in rural areas, I've noticed. Me too, Max. Me too. I've been seeing it in Ohio, too. Hear a lot about the 600 megahertz spectrum. What speeds does that mean? Honestly, Jeremy, the speeds aren't going to be blazing. They're not going to be that impressive. But it does offer great range of coverage. So when somebody is mentioning 600 megahertz, it's just about blanketing the nation. It's about providing coverage in large spaces, right? We're talking about extended range. So what type of speeds could you see? Well, if it's 600 megahertz alone, it kind of caps out between 150 to 200 megabits per second. But if it's 600 megahertz along with 2.5 gigahertz and other types of spectrum, and it's aggregated, I mean, we could see speeds in several hundreds of megabits per second. So it just depends. What's up, Cash Games? To have you on. Looks like I'm a little bit behind here. Oh, thanks, Paul. My birthday's in about a month. Yep. The DOJ and the FCC, yeah, they're cool with it. Hey, what's going on, Eddie? No, you're not late, man. You're on time. How much faster is 600 megahertz 5G than 5G? Joshua, it's not about it being faster. It's one type of spectrum that they're using to deploy 5G. So there's going to be a couple things that they're going to do. Low band is going to be 600 megahertz. Mid band is going to be 2.5 gigahertz. And then millimeter wave, they'll use a collection of different types of millimeter wave spectrum. They'll use 39 gigahertz, 43 gigahertz. I'm hearing 29. There's all types of different frequencies, but that's kind of the situation there. Most 2020 phones to support mid and low band 5G. Actually, I don't, Nino Beats. I don't. I expect a handful of devices in 2020. Maybe each carrier offers 3 to 5 5G devices. And they're probably going to offer 3 to 5 LTE only flagships. In fact, I think there's going to be an LTE only variant for every phone, right? And then there'll be a 5G variant to some of them. That's how it's probably going to work. See, and that's where I'm at, Eric. Even though T-Mobile's my favorite carrier, I haven't always had them. I just got T-Mobile like 2 months ago. So if customers with T-Mobile don't want 5G, can they stay with 4G and not be? Yeah, I mean, LTE is going to be the backbone of the network for the next couple of decades. It's not going anywhere. We're going to see it through the 2020s. We're probably going to see it into 2030. Yeah, they're going to still be upgrading LTE. That's not going to change. They still need to support LTE network. Will December affect my area? I live in rural. They keep saying my tower will be turned on November 20th. Right now, I get 2 bars. I don't know what's going on there for that specific upgrade. I would just reach out to somebody at T-Mobile. What state will have 5G in December? I think it's going to be more than one state. I don't think it's going to be like specific, a couple of states. It's going to be more national than that. Jacob, you're not late, man. Good to have you on. Thanks for being here tonight. Y'all check out the Patreon. I hear you, man.
That's so strong on me. Daddy.
You want this? All right, y'all. We got Yasmin in the house. Yasmin, you see everybody? You see all the chat on this side? All right, guys. This is Yasmin right here. Yep, this is who all the super chats are for. You want water?
Water.
Okay. Sorry, we're taking a break. We got Yasmin. Go ahead, Yasmin. She just totally crashed. You crashed the live stream. You know I'm podcasting right now, right? Yeah, Tom, she does. She likes that stuff. Stop it. Oh, so. You okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay. See you later.
Upstairs.
Bye, Baba. Good night.
Good night.
Shut the door, okay? Thank you. Oh, and turn off the light, okay?
I'm coming to get it.
Okay, turn off the light, please.
What?
Turn off the light.
The light?
Yeah, over there, the switch. Come on, Yasmin. Oh, God. Sorry about that, guys. Disruption. It's okay. She's the best. That's all right. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. Kind of sad only a small part of South Florida has 5G. At least it's the part I live in. Maybe one day I'll have T-Mobile again and actually decent modems on something that isn't an iPhone XR. Well, all the new iPhones will be getting better modems moving forward. So hopefully we'll be seeing that in the days to come, or in the generations to come. I'm sure I'm making you more. Also, thing crash wrong word. Oh, thanks, Billy. Appreciate it. Yeah, Dave. She was in and out, man. She just, she's always tripping, John. Seriously, she's all over the place. Yeah, she is adorable, man. She's a handful. She definitely is. What's up, Zena? Good to have you on. Dave, thanks for the super chat. I'll make sure I get it to Yasmin tomorrow. Got it, Raph. Yeah, I mean, she is a baby. She's only 3.5. She's still a little girl. Jello Mellow. That's Yasmin. Who do you think the super chats are for, Maverick? Huh? Who do you think the super chats are for? You think people really want to give me super chats? It's about Yasmin, man. Nobody cares about me. I ain't cute like that. It's easy to get super chats when you look like that. Greg, hey, good to have you on, man. Thanks for stopping by. A magenta shirt. I should get a T-Mobile shirt, but the problem is they ain't paying me, What's up, Travis? Good to have you on, man. Jeez. Check out T-Mobile Wisconsin. It's bad. Man, hopefully it improves. Wisconsin's one of those areas where we're hoping that between the LTE 600 megahertz and then the 5G 600 megahertz, things should get better for you there. My current carrier and how the speeds are. So I have Verizon postpaid. I'm on the new unlimited plan. And then I also have I have a business line, a T-Mobile postpaid line. Both are really good. The Verizon line is a little bit faster, I will say. But it's pretty comparable. The T-Mobile experience has been very, very similar. But I will say, unfortunately, I think T-Mobile needs to densify here in Cleveland. I think the network is getting more and more constrained, causing congestion, and they're having to manage the network speeds a little bit more aggressively. So, yeah, I'm hoping that they either figure something out temporarily with small cells or just with the merger, things get better quickly. But Verizon seems to have figured out their congestion issues. Because, I mean, it was bad in the summer, but things have gotten awesome. Really, really good. All right, Dave. Got a T-Mobile Tuesday t-shirt at the time. Nice. Need more questions? I'm catching up. Man, I always try to get to all the questions. If you guys remember when I first started doing podcasting and live streaming, I would have like 10, 15, 20, 25, 35 people, and it was easy for me to keep up with all the chat. That's gotten harder and harder to do as the audience has gotten bigger. But I have always tried to answer all questions. That's always been my goal, to engage the audience, to represent the people, get the pulse of the people, the SMT Nation. I've always tried to do that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Madison hasn't been upgraded since they put towers out here. They haven't even deployed Band 71. I wish Ricky Florida Keys was here. He knows about these upgrades really, really well. A very thorough job of it. I'm surprised Madison, being one of the top 2 most populated cities in Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin, you think Madison, Green Bay, like how many cities are there exactly that are bigger than those 2? So I'm surprised. They really do, Greg A. Honestly, they need it here, even in Sealy. Near Philly, Verizon just doesn't work good enough with coverage in the boonies here. AT&T is the best here. T-Mobile has faster speeds and slightly better coverage than Verizon. Wow, that's really interesting. Glad to hear that. Lou says, why doesn't T-Mobile doesn't advertise the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G as a 5G phone? They only are saying because I don't think they sell the S10 5G. I don't think they do. I haven't seen it in their stores. Have you seen it in their stores, Lou? Because I haven't. Got 91 in the live. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Please like the video on your way in, and then do say hello to the SMT in the live chat. All day long, Madbird. That's the name of the game. 450 megabits per second full 5G. Will AT&T or Verizon trump T-Mobile's 5G when they roll out? See, that's the thing. You're not going to be able to get 1,000 megabits per second on low band, but you can get 1,000 megabits per second with lots of 2.5 gigahertz and millimeter wave. So there's going to be some cities, some locations where 5G will be 1+ megabits or 1+ gigs per second. But the goal is to just make it so there's no congestion and slowdown. You don't feel those effects. What's up, Brian? Good to have you on. 5G will never replace 4G LTE unless deployed to work over short distance. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, is within 5 to 10 years, we're having a discussion about how LTE is going to start getting phased out. But we're talking 10, 15 years from now. Got $80 Verizon Unlimited. Just switched to the plan. Apple Music, Disney Plus. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome deal, actually. Should I wait till after the merger to switch back to T-Mobile, and hopefully by then I won't get any more dead spots in the house? You know what, Rafi? I would wait, because I get the impression you really like your AT&T service. I would wait. I wouldn't feel compelled to switch unless you weren't satisfied with your coverage and or the value that you're getting for what you're paying for. So I would hold off. You don't want to do anything too hasty. Aiden says, if T-Mobile gets 2.5 right away, does it use it right away? Will Sprint customers get it too? Yes. Yes to all of that. They're going to start integrating the networks immediately. Not like immediately, like immediately, like right now, like yesterday and today. It's not in stores. Oh, so do they sell it online? Is that how that works? Order only. Okay. T-Mobile buy one, get one on iPhone 11 for Christmas. That'd be a pretty good deal, Greg A. Get people in a couple iPhones. That would be smart. Oh, on their website. Okay. S10 5G is not pushed because it doesn't support low band. Oh, yeah. It's millimeter wave only. That's true. Yeah, why would they want to push that? That's not going to be their main 5G sell. T-Mobile's 5G compared to other carriers, it's going to be the most readily available. It'll be the most available to most people. Verizon's 5G is very limited. It doesn't even work well in NBA arenas. It doesn't even cover most of the sections in the arena. Stadiums, same problem. It's the millimeter wave issues, man. So it's going to be about getting more people connected to 5G. T-Mobile will go up to 1.5 gigs. You mean in speed? I mean, if they were to put concentration to millimeter wave and 2.5 gigahertz, then yes, they could do that. Right. And they're not into that. You know what I'm saying, John? They're not trying to promote 5G through millimeter wave. It's just not their thing. I like the plans that John announced. I like them too, Eric. I think they're cool. I think they address a lot of needs. You see rural America being represented. You see low-income Americans being represented. You see the average American being represented. Everybody included there. Speeds, if we got N71, N51 aggregated. I mean, 450 megabits per second should be easy, especially with 2.5 gigahertz. I think sky's the limit with speeds. It's just how much spectrum are they going to deploy initially? Because that's what people are going to want to see. They're going to want to see the 2.5 gigahertz because everybody's got a thing for speed. Everybody's like, oh, look, Verizon's got 1.2 gigs per second and 1.5 gigs per second. And then you turn around and you drop signal to LTE. So I think we have to change our expectations in speed. I think speed and throughput should not be synonymous. I think we should be thinking, well, we just got to make sure we have enough throughput so we don't get deprioritized, so we don't have, the network dropping out completely when we're in congested places like stadiums and arenas and concerts and downtowns and big cities like New York and Chicago, right? Being able to deal with all that stuff. That should be more of our concern. S10 5G online only. You're welcome, Ref. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see you make a premature decision just yet, Once 5G is fully operational, how long do you think it will take to phase out and discontinue 4G? I mean, I wouldn't expect a phase out of LTE until like 2030 and on. So no time soon. Do you think Apple's iPhone will finally upgrade to AMOLED? Apple's iPhones are OLED. The iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, the iPhone 10, the iPhone 10s, the iPhone 10s Max. They're all OLED. The 10R and the 11 are LCD. Yasmin, what are you doing here?
Mommy, I said there's Gatorade and makeup, and I drank my Gatorade on makeup.
You drank all your Gatorade?
I want more Gatorade.
You want more Gatorade? Okay. Did she say there's more? Or is there no more?
There's more blue juice and there's not getting some.
Okay. All right. I'll be up to get it for you in a minute. Let me finish, okay? Okay.
Water.
You want water? Okay, here. Don't spill it, okay? I got to do some parenting here. All right, T-Mobile is connected 80% of the time, faster speeds than Verizon. Okay. Wow, I'm surprised because they got 5G there. Sprint nodes for 5G are actually ready to be converted to T-Mobile. Yeah, there's going to be some pretty fast switching. Should be pretty seamless. Hey, you got it, Aiden. No problem. If I decide to switch to Verizon 5G when it's available, will Apple offer 5G devices? I don't know if they're going to offer it for 2020, but probably by 2021. That's what I'm hearing. I like T-Mobile a lot, but I wish they didn't have a finance limit. They do have to fix it. I think they got to cover up to at least 1,000. The way these phones are priced, 700 and 800 is just not going to cut it. It requires too much of a big down payment. I'll wait another year before I jump into 5G just to play it safe. That's probably a good idea. And maybe it's just at the end of 2020, start thinking about getting a 5G device. Doesn't mean you have to guaranteed get it. Oh, okay. See you later.
I'll stay up down here because I want Gatorade.
Okay. Will the 600 megahertz improve congestion and/or indoor coverage? Yes. It's a low enough spectrum that it should be able to get through homes, walls, windows. There shouldn't be any propagation issues there. I'd rather pay 30 on Altice for unlimited than 25 on T-Mobile for just. Yeah, I mean, but you would have to definitely see the speeds on that before you make that final decision, Tom. Just in case. Does T-Mobile care that Yasmin? Most of their towers don't have back. I think they do, Joshua. I think they're constrained by network. All right, you got to go, Yasmin. You can't do that on camera. You got to go. Okay, go upstairs. Go look for Gatorade. Okay.
No.
Want to go play with your toys?
Okay. They like Breon.
No, stop it. Metro will have access to 5G. I'm just not sure how many people are willing to spend the money on it, honestly. Yasmin, you have to go. Let me finish.
No.
Let mother finish.
No, I'm saying that now. My cherry. My cherry.
They have 2 plans coming out, 15 for 2 gigs. Okay, you're gonna break my machine. I'd rather have a slower 5G with more coverage. I mean, because it'll be readily available. You know what I mean? So definitely agree. What do you think is going to happen on December 9th, court date, when states try to sue T-Mobile and Sprint? I don't know. I think it's going to take a couple of weeks, but I think there should be a verdict. Things should close out by January. Expect, finalization in February. Yasmin, what are you doing, Yasmin? Stop. ACDC, come on, man. How long do you think until HSPA is discontinued? I mean, probably next year. God. Yasmin, everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. $300 a year prepaid plan for AT&T. You think it's a pretty smart plan? All right, so you pay, and what does $300 get you in terms of usage? Like, what type of access does that get you? Is it a certain amount of data per month? Is it unlimited for the year? I mean, all that kind of matters. I would have to know. Hey, what's up, Gregory? Good to have you on. LTE average download speed 12 to 30 in large cities, reaches 35. That's pretty good. I mean, if they can guarantee that, that's very usable.
Baby musical.
Yasmin, stop. What's up, Daniel? Austin says, I work for T-Mobile. 5G low band will be nice. The Note 10 plus 5G and OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren edition will be sold starting December 6th at launch. It'll be good to see it. I'll definitely be at the store checking it out. Yeah, jump on demand's a good way to go. Yasmin, stop. All right, Yasmin, let's go upstairs. Come on. Come on.
Why?
Jump, 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 jump. Ugh. All right, we're back. We in here? Okay. Why is Apple slow in offering 5G? The one thing I'll say about Apple's never going to be the first to adopt something. They like to see things roll out. They like to see things mainstream, and then they add. 2020 iPhone's getting 5G? Maybe, but I doubt it. It looks more like a 2021 option. Any idea how many I'm stock? I have no idea. I also do believe that T-Mobile really needs to make a big splash in the national retail arena, like Best Buy, Sam's Club. Sprint national team dominates. I didn't even know Sprint was in those places anymore, honestly. S11 models having 5G in February. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely, Corey. I could definitely see that. Dave, thanks for the super chat, man. Maybe people realize they don't need $1,000 phones. Yeah, 500. Yeah, I don't know if you'll get a 5G device at 500, at least not anytime soon, but maybe secondhand or something like that. You ain't lying, Valley dude. Got to take care of family, man. Verizon was the guinea pig, deployed 5G first. But see, that's the thing. They deployed millimeter wave first. So to me, I think where they made their mistake was millimeter wave, and T-Mobile did it. I mean, they have some millimeter wave out there too to prove that they could do it, but it's not their bread and butter. Thanks for acknowledging yes means, Curious if the international plans will change after the merger. I don't think so. I wouldn't expect it to, honestly, Max. Yeah, they did too many live streams. Maybe you're right. John, ask the question again. What's up, nephew? Good to have you on, bruh. Code. Rather reliable coverage from Big Red than spotty, cheaper service from T-Mobile. Well, the goal at the end of the day, Code, is to have no spotty coverage from T-Mobile. The goal is to have multiple options of spotty free coverage, Not much, nephew. Just chilling, doing the live stream thing. How soon is T-Mobile going to switch all postpaid Sprint customers over to T-Mobile? As soon as the merger completes, they'll start the integration process. So that could be February, March, April, May. If it clears by February, March, expect no later than like May, June. Seriously. I want to do that as soon as possible. Trying to see if Delaware will approve or sue over the merger. I've not heard. I believe Sprint's got some roots in the DC area. You never know. Yeah, that should be happening, Q2 of 2020. So, sorry about that, guys. Had to step out for a second. 300 yearly plan limit. 8 gigs per month. I don't know. I mean, 8 gigs a month is nothing spectacular. I mean, those are meager, data needs. 8 gigs per month is definitely not what a typical unlimited data customer is used to. If you were on Wi-Fi heavily, 8 gigs is totally doable. If you're a moderate LT user, that's probably not going to cut it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it. The pricing, if you think about it, is good, but I don't know. It's just not a lot of data. So I don't know if it works. It depends on you. Definitely. Depends on your usage. Joshua was saying 6 months from the merger. It's a possibility. I was thinking maybe even before that. Not bad. I'd like to get the views, the likes up, actually. If you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Altice is okay. I had it, but they had a 50 gig cap. After that, it's 2G. Ugh. I didn't think it was that bad. Wow. Puerto Rican Groot says, need have good amount of patience. I would have enough on the second stop. I mean, you gotta be patient with the kiddos. They got a lot to learn, man. If the merger doesn't go through, I'd be okay with that because my tele bill won't go up and I will stay at $10. Yeah, I mean, but we want to think beyond just pricing. You got to think to yourself, innovation, features, capacity, throughput, speed. We want improvements in all that stuff. Yeah, 2020 rumors. That's rumors though. Crapple is always your find. Yeah, it's true. Probably won't do 5G until their in-house modem is ready. They just bought Intel's modem business. Just the 5G part though. They didn't buy the entire processor segment. I wouldn't be surprised if we have to wait till 2021 for Apple 5G. What's up, TJ? Do you think the free first responder service is almost a power move to make the state AG look like bad guys for trying to block such a... I don't know. I definitely think they did the move. I definitely think they did the move as an answer to the opposition to the merger, as if to say that T-Mobile's not the type of company that would hold up its end of the bargain and do something that would help the general public. I think you're onto something there, TJ. I think you're right. I think it was definitely with purpose. They definitely had the intention of making New York, Letitia James, California with Becerra. I definitely, they did it on purpose, for sure. Pricing for the OnePlus. We still don't know the pricing on the McLaren edition, but we can expect any other like 5G device, that's a Pro or whatever. That's probably going to be around $900. What's up, Mr. AI? I'm right. Verizon got spotty service too. Sometimes, but it's very seldom. It's not often you see that. Sprint stores after the merger. Some of them will stay open, but they'll be converted to T-Mobile stores, obviously. Some of them will be closed down, especially if they're very close to a T-Mobile store. iPhone will have Snapdragon X55 modems. Is that true? I didn't hear that. Low-income people qualify for the cheaper plans, even with low credit. Yes. They're going to make sure that they qualify. It's really going to be up to the states, though, how they do that deal. CEO of Huawei said U.S. companies worked on a 5G microband while they worked on low and mid-band. That's been 100% true. Asian markets are all focusing their 5G efforts on mid-band mostly, because you get more throughput with mid-band. Maris says, does the Note 10 Plus support 5G? I don't know if I should buy. There's a 5G variant, Maris, but not all of them are 5G. So there's regular LTE, and then there's 5G ones. The 5G Note 10 Plus is going to be expensive. It's coming in at like $1,300, so be mindful of that. Sprint National Retail rocks. Speed does slow down after 50 gigs of usage, which is like T-Mobile. Okay, gotcha. State of Delaware. I use over 25 plus gigs, and I'm on Wi-Fi almost all the day. I'm kind of like that too. Could buy Verizon. What's up, Julian? Good to have you on. They're definitely going to feel the pressure. Verizon told me 4G is staying. I'm not forced to get 5G if I don't want to. But I'm trying to get 5G as soon as I can get it. You know what I mean? I bring on the innovation. I'm not trying to be left behind. What are BA software upgrade for 5T, do you think? Does the 5T still get updates? I think 5G home internet should be made available to everybody on T-Mobile on December 6th. I don't think, Tom, they could do it until they get the network integration with Sprint. They just can't. Yeah, TJ, I knew exactly what you meant. Got the link for the community Discord. Got the SMT Twitter, Sneed Tech. Appreciate that, Raf. 8 to 12 gigs of data per month is a lot of data if you compress what you download and use low resolution. But that takes a lot of work. Like, you have to constantly, manage that. Probably going to be 800 to 950 for a 1+7. I think you're right on with that, Austin. I think 800's on the low end. I think 900 is probably more likely. 950 on the high end. Agreed. It's going to be sub 1,000, but still pricey. Not getting any 5G until iPhone has a phone for it. I can't. So, Mills, I'm saying probably 2021. Probably. Don't quote me on it, but I feel like 2020 is too early for Apple. T-Mobile only carrier to not be available at Best Buy. Yeah, I never understood why they didn't want any retail space there. I don't know. I don't know if it's a hardware reason. I don't know if it's Verizon and AT&T keeping them out. I don't know, man. I really don't. What will the next low band spectrum be from the next FCC auction? I don't see any low band in sight. Everything seems to be mid band and millimeter wave. Sprint locations will be gone. You know what, KMLE? Honestly, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. There are going to be some Sprint locations completely eliminated. It'll be Sprint locations that are near, very close to current T-Mobile locations. If there's a Sprint location that's not close to a T-Mobile store, and T-Mobile can use that retail space to help their business, they'll keep it. They'll probably keep those people employed. They'll probably bring in some new management, do some training and get them up to speed with T-Mobile policies and procedures. But those will probably be retained. But there will be thousands of stores closed down. I think it's inevitable. The spiffy haircut. Thanks, man. Watched the video today of someone talking about iPhone having Qualcomm modems. Yeah, that would be starting next year, I believe. So we're looking forward to that. Qualcomm, much better option than Intel. I'm not sure about that deal. I never really thought about that, but it's true. They're not in there. Yeah, me neither. I'm not sure. 5G speeds in T-Mobile store to see if it's worth it. We'll see. As soon as people start getting their hands on the devices, I'm probably gonna get one of those devices. I'm probably gonna get the Note 10 Plus 5G, probably, because I'm liking that phone. If the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G is like under 900, that'll make me probably want to get it, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to want to see some reviews. I'm going to want to see which one's better. I like OnePlus devices, though. I will say that. And I do like Notes. So, but, $400 is a big difference. I have an iPhone 7. When Apple gets 5G devices, will I have to get a new device? Yeah. If you want 5G, you're going to need a 5G capable device. It needs specific hardware. Rumor Apple will incorporate Qualcomm 5G modem in next iPhone. Probably in 2021, but by 2022 or 2023, Apple's going to have its own in-house 5G from the Intel arm. So they did that purchase it was like 3 or 4 months ago. It was like sometime in the summer, maybe September, August, maybe. What kind of world do we live in that people think a minuscule 12 gigabits is considered to be a lot? I think, Jay, honestly, I think it's just, I don't think people realize when you're doing a lot of video intensive streaming, high resolution, sending files, doing a lot of music streaming, high definition, that stuff adds up fast, like you said. Maybe they're just, they're either mostly on Wi-Fi or they just don't, care to operate with high resolution video, because that's what it is. And maybe they don't use Snapchat or Instagram, and stuff, and YouTube, that might be what it is. T-Mobile is super picky on their dealers. There's a rule that when you carry Verizon, you can only carry 2 other big players, which is why T-Mobile's usually left out. Oh, wow. Like to see what that's all about. Mall near me, there's a Sprint and T-Mobile directly next to each other. Yeah, so it would just be one T-Mobile location. I've never owned and never will own an iPhone. People love them, though. Best Buy integrate the Sprint national retail space from Sprint. I don't know anything about it, honestly. Joshua, welcome to the podcast, man. Appreciate you being here, and glad you can make it. Glad you found us. How fast are LTE speeds going to be with the new T-Mobile? The goal is to get over 100 megabits per second nationwide. That's the goal with LTE. And obviously, the potential is greater with 5G, but the goal is to still upgrade LTE. Do you think the iPhone will finally ditch that hideous notch next year? I think it's going to be a lot skinnier. I think it's going to be a lot smaller. But as long as they need that facial recognition and they don't have biometric scanning, they're probably going to have some form of a notch. 128 gigs is subjective. For some, it's just enough. Others, not enough. I think, KML, it's about like what you do with your phone. Like if you record tons of 4K video, if you have huge files, if you download movies, and you want to make them available offline, that stuff takes up space. So when you say it's subjective, 100%, you're 100% right. That can be used up in just months. So before you even upgrade, you're full, I love buying phones from Best Buy. Merger happens. Would I be able to get the phones through Best Buy still? I don't know what they're going to do because T-Mobile has no representation in Best Buy. So why not 2020 for Apple? What do you know? So Min Chi Kuo is the big leakster when it comes to Apple, and he's like right 99% of the time. From what I'm understanding, the rumor is that 2020 is not going to be a 5G year for Apple, which makes it 2021. So we'll see what happens. We could be wrong. Things could change. If they are going to do 5G this year, it's going to be Qualcomm that's going to provide it. If not, it'll be next year, 2021. Kind of speeds. How's your service? I don't know who that was. I use you. Yeah, of course you do, Dave. You don't care about resolution. You don't care. If you go to Chicago, there's usually 2 or 3 T-Mobile stores in and around the mall. Some Sprint dealers, I bet, will keep their stores still. Maybe. Anti-iPhone always been. Those are all the phones that I fix, actually. Dave B sounds like Thomas. I'll never buy 5G until the device is built that is Android. I can buy outright for under $100. Oh, man. I don't know when that's going to happen, Michael. I don't know, man. I don't know when there's going to be a 5G device under $100. That's going to be, wow. I don't know when that would happen. Using anything on 144 is like viewing through Saran wrap. Yeah, we got that 60-minute zone. Yep. Will be the new speeds for Sprint LTE. There will be no Sprint LTE, Dartis. Unfortunately, we've got to move on from Sprint post-merger. It's just going to be the new T-Mobile. So, but it'll be fast. It will be incredibly fast. Once they integrate the spectrum assets, the 2.5 gigahertz, that amazing spectrum that Sprint hasn't been able to roll out because of their debt. They don't have money to do it. But T-Mobile's willing to do it, and Deutsche Telekom is going to pay. They're gonna front the money to do it. Yeah, they got some good deals on Visible. They do. Okay, Melly tried using T-Mobile. It was terrible, which was surprising. I've heard good things about T-Mobile in New York. I wonder if it depends on your borough, KMLE, because from what I understand, T-Mobile's really good in Manhattan. It's really good in the Bronx. I don't know about Harlem. I don't know about Queens. Honestly, there's a YouTube creator. His name is Siova. He's from there, and he's told me, what I just reported to you. Also, Technoid, Michael Frasca. He's told me that same thing. So they've confirmed that those boroughs have good service or bad service, but they speak very highly of T-Mobile in New York City. I wonder if it's an issue of maybe it's the provider and the phone. Maybe it's not an up-to-date phone, because I can tell you right now, T-Mobile's with iPhones, the speeds are slower than on, say, like a Samsung Galaxy Note or an S10. Like, there's a major difference. I hope T-Mobile will offer higher video quality after the merger. That should be addressed. That's going to be awesome. That's going to help people on AT&T. That's going to help people on Verizon. I think that's going to be a market correction there. What's up, Jess? Good to have you on. Altice was okay. I got 12 to 26 down, non-peak, 18. That's pretty good. That's not bad, considering the pricing. Band 71 is only good for 10R or newer. So the 10 doesn't have Band 71. Huh, interesting. Corey says, will Sprint customers have to get a new SIM card after the merger? Maybe. They might have to. Yeah, they might. I don't know. That's definitely something I'm going to look into, Corey. Good question. I like Sprint. When I went to Philippines, Verizon, when I had them, went out of the city, I had no service. Wonder if you're talking about Philadelphia, not Philippines. That may be true, Cesar. It might be. How does it compare to other carriers like Visible or T-Mobile postpaid? I don't know. Okay, so K-Melly, the thing about the 10R is the 10R uses an Intel chip. Intel chips for the last few generations. I mean, this dates back all the way to the iPhone 7, actually. The Intel chips that the iPhones have been using are much slower than the Qualcomm variations, of the same generation. So, like, my wife has an iPhone XS Max, and I have a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. The phones are separated by 4 or 5 months of technology. She gets half of the LTE speeds and Wi-Fi speed signal that I get. So her signal's weaker, which means her battery dies sooner, and her speeds are slower, which means her network connectivity is not as fast. So there's definitely a noticeable difference between the Intel chips in the iPhones and the Qualcomms that are found in, like, Android flagships. Can't wait for my Sprint phones to say T-Mobile and merge networks. Hey, as long as it's unlocked and everything is good on that end, you should be enjoying it. I went by the only I live 600 million. Wow. I wonder what it's aggregating with Mills Lane. It's not just 600 megahertz. It's probably also aggregating band 66 or something as well. T-Mobile is great in Manhattan, but not in the Bronx. Great outside, but bad inside. Okay, so Bronx. All right, good to know. What did Metro PCS customers have to do when T-Mobile bought them? Did they have to get a new SIM? That's a good question, Jay. I don't know. Maybe there's some Metro customers out there that had Metro before it was Metro by T-Mobile, and it was Metro PCS. Maybe they could chime in. Looking to pay off my iPhone 11. Just got back to my 6T. I just need a newer iPhone from the 7. Man, the iPhone 11 is like just a couple months old, man. Wow. Not even, right? It wasn't the launch in October, September. In the Philippines, that wasn't where we had Sprint. Jamil, salute, my brother. What's going on, man? Spoke with a T-Mobile rep recently about switching from Sprint to T-Mobile, and I would have to get a T-Mobile chip to keep my phone a 10R. This works with newer phones, according to the rep. Yeah, 100% true. That makes total sense. New York and California are the top states suing the merger. Maybe bad coverage areas is the reasons for the lawsuit in December. Definitely has something to do with it. When I visit Philadelphia, DC, Baltimore, my Verizon service is full bar, but hardly any bars here in Delaware. I wonder what the issue is there in Delaware. Yeah, band 66 Mills is the fastest, best LTE band you can connect to. That's where all the speed comes from. Areas that have a lot of congestion, that have a lot of population, like tons and tons of users, that's going to be the life-saving band. New SIM card after merger. That is a good question, but it makes total sense that you need a new SIM because they're going to want to get you connected to the network in a seamless fashion. So you would go into they would first have to migrate all of your account information, verify it, get you ported over in a way, and then get you the new SIM cards, and you should be good to go. Why isn't T-Mobile in Alaska? They probably don't have roaming coverage there. It's expensive, man, to build out in a place like that, right? Will T-Mobile take over my lease agreement from Sprint? Benny D, that's a good question. Do they let you carry over, or do they just end and terminate your agreement? I don't know. To me, it sounds like they're going to honor the agreements and just let you finish them there with them. All right, T-Mobile's good in Manhattan. We need to do a giveaway. I mean, I guess usually what I do is I let like the Discord kind of run the giveaway stuff. So I'm not really, good at conducting the giveaway part, but like if Pete wants to do one or something, he can kind of coordinate that. I usually just put up the money and Pete kind of runs it for me. So maybe on the next time we'll talk about it on the next podcast when Pete can get on. So yeah, from what I understand, KMLE, T-Mobile coverage in Manhattan is supposed to be really good. Fastest toll road in Virginia. How coincidental. Band 66. It's really, really fast. It's the type of spectrum that it uses. It's really fast. It's used in mainly city type areas. It really helps bolster congestion and deal with that issue. You're not going to see band 66 everywhere. You're going to see it in places where there's a lot of users. Try to alleviate some of that. I didn't talk about the homework gap, Ken. When I taught in inner city Cleveland, I saw this quite a bit. This was a real issue. So I'm assuming that there's quite a bit of that still. But now I teach in a more affluent community, and honestly, I don't really see it being too much of an issue where I teach. But there is a legitimate homework gap. There is. There is a large portion of the U.S., low income, rural America, limited options where they could use it. So I'm all for it. T-Mobile eliminating lease agreements? No. Yeah, they won't eliminate them. They're going to, obviously, because if you think about it, T-Mobile's inheriting the debt of Sprint. So they're going to make people pay. 263 down, 46 up. That's pretty good. I mean, very few people are going to report faster than that. I've never gotten that kind of speed. 101 likes. Nice. Very good. Metro was based in Richardson, Texas. Yeah. Spectrum concentration. Type of spectrum too, Dave. Honestly. Unlocked Moto G7 power from Best Buy. I think it is. I think it's 600 megahertz compatible. It's a 2018 device, right? What's up, Stace? Good to have you on, man. Local care in Texas. Yeah. You have to be brave to be a teacher. Yeah, Jay, I've been a teacher for about 10 years. I teach high school science. Biggest problem at T-Mobile NYC is congestion and bad inside signal and coverage. After 11, you get 20 minutes inside, but it's awesome. Yeah, they'll be working on that for sure. maybe that's why I have patience. I try, man. I could probably strive to be more patient even. It's patience is a virtue, and it's important to exercise that with people and young kids especially. They got a lot to learn. Austin, there we got it. We got it confirmed. Says Moto G7 is 600 megahertz compatible. Very good news there for you. Who was asking earlier? I think it was somebody was asking. God, I forget now. I can't backtrack. So yeah, G7 power is compatible. Verizon, AT&T, always great indoor coverage. Yeah, they have really good low band. Sprint band 41, 3 carrier aggregation, 250 down, 5 to 10 up. I'd like to see that upload improve. Obviously, I'd like to see that higher 20, 30 megabits per second, but that download is phenomenal. So yeah, band 41 is legit. That's that 2.5 gigahertz, right? It's fantastic. I want to give a big shout out to KMLE. The reason I want to give a shout out to KMLE, number one, you're a new subscriber, so welcome to the channel. And number two, you're ready to learn all the lingo, learn all the network technologies. It's intimidating at first. I've had people, subscribe to the channel for a couple years now. They know all of this stuff, right? They've been listening, they've been interacting in the live, commenting, all the topics and the coverage on the channel. It can seem intimidating. You hear words like gigahertz, megahertz, and spectrum concentration. All this stuff is crazy, right? But I'm telling you, KMLE, ride with me, learn the lingo, pick up on some of these network technologies, and it will explain so much about how your networks work, right? And how you connect to your cell phone service and your provider. It's pretty cool. Good to have you on. Easy, what's up, brother? Good to have you on, man. Big shout out to Easy Computer Solutions. Eric in the house. Good to have you on, man. Glad you could stop by. Easy, if you're still on here, man, you doing anything live here in the next couple of days? I know you like to do live streams, and I know you do your Wired Wednesdays and whatnot. So anything for this weekend? Are you guys doing any funerals? I know you got the Pixel 4. You're thinking about the Pixel 4 funeral. So let me know, man, because I'm interested in that. I definitely want to catch that. I will be in the live if you do that live for sure. What's up, Corey? T-Mobile will honor Sprint lease contracts, get a new lease agreement. They might make you do that, actually, if you think about it. 5G for Sprint, I'd get 300. Oh, wow. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. Where are we going to talk after all merger related is done? Whatever you want to do. Just go ahead and sound off in the live chat. We could talk about whatever you want. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it, man. Hey, you got it, K Melly. Thanks for being here. Elmer says, doesn't your Sprint phone have to be GSM? Nope. Doesn't have to be GSM. It's all about LTE, Elmer. It's all about LTE. Gone are the days of GSM, CDMA. All that stuff is a thing of the past. It's all LTE. It's all 5G. 4G LTE speeds going to be improved on T-Mobile after 5G rolls out on December 6th, since LTE is going to be around for another 10 years. They'll be upgrading LTE the whole time. They're going to have to. Not everybody's going to be adopting 5G phones and technologies. What's up, Scott? Good to have you on, man. What's up, Jarrett? Good to see you, brother. Here's the language I speak. AT&T and Verizon are evil. Go T-Mobile. All right, Easy. You have my attention, bro. I am staying tuned. I can't wait to see it. Because the Pixel 4 completely disappointed this year. I mean, I hear people are looking at buying Pixel 3s and 3XLs. They're not even thinking 4 and 4XL. Because you got to spend $800 to get a 4. The battery doesn't make it through the day. Missing wide-angle lens features. No 4K at 60 frames per second. There's so much that's considered to be market standard that's missing from the Pixel 4. That would have been cool last year or the year before, but it can't be missing those features. Eric, I can't wait for you to slaughter that device and give it a proper burial, man. Doesn't your Sprint phone have to be a GSM to work on T-Mobile? No. There's no more GSM CDMA thing. It's over. It's all about LTE, Elmer. The CDMA GSM thing is a thing of the past. It's no longer an issue. Phones always have GSM. Sprint needs CDMA. I don't think you guys understand. The GSM CDMA thing is no more. It doesn't matter anymore. With Sprint shutting down CDMA, with T-Mobile shutting down Sprint CDMA, that's it. Verizon's network is over 99% LTE. CDMA doesn't even matter anymore. I activated a OnePlus 6T, an LTE only phone on Verizon, and I got full band coverage. CDMA it's not a thing. GSM is not a thing anymore, guys. You got to move on from it. It's all LTE now. In fact, we're talking 5G at this point. I sent mine back. I still want a Pixel. Thinking about the 3 Tech Boner. I'm telling you, the value in the Pixel line is in the 3. Seriously. You know what, K-Deuce? Eric knows his camera's 100% right. The video, the recording, the photography, he really does. He does a good job with that. My take on Google Fi is I love the network integration. I like being connected to US Cellular, T-Mobile, and Sprint. I like that concept, the handoff with Wi-Fi. It's great. I just think they got to get a legit unlimited option because what they're offering ain't cutting it. You need to care about CDMA for... No, I don't. I don't want to care about CDMA. Ting for the win, indeed, sir. Maybe I missed it, but what happened with you exposing Verizon and slowing? They stopped, TJ. They stopped throttling me. Craziest thing. So starting in May, my Verizon postpaid line was getting throttled like crazy, like really, really bad. Like instead of getting 130 megabits per second, it was slowing me down to like 25. And not temporarily. It was like for the rest of the month. So it was a throttle. It wasn't deprioritizing. Anyways, that stopped happening in August. It all went back to normal. I don't know what was going on, but for whatever reason that was happening. It hasn't happened since. So it did it for like 2 months and then it stopped. I don't know what happened, TJ, but like, I don't know. I was really thinking about leaving Verizon and just going with T-Mobile, but I've since decided to keep my Verizon line, but I still also do have my T-Mobile line. Verizon has shut down most of its CDMA. It has less than 1% of their network running on CDMA at this point. Sprint without voice LTE needs CDMA. Sprint's it's over for Sprint though, Madbird. It's over. Right? That's right. Yeah. Visible's all LTE. Voice over LTE, yes, sir. Do you think home internet will run on speeds 50 to 150 megs? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I definitely think they could do that. S11 does sound like an amazing phone. The S line is always a good line of devices. They always show out. I know it's GSM technology, Steve, but it's not GSM in the sense of the legacy GSM that we've used in the past with carriers like AT&T and T-Mobile. LTE now, in terms of band support, is really the only thing that matters. So let's say you buy a phone. All you have, and let's say you're going to use it on Verizon. All that matters is that you get a phone that has support for band 2, band 4, band 66, and band 13 support for Verizon. So whether or not it has specific GSM bands or it has specific CDMA bands is not relevant, right? The only thing that matters is the LTE. So I'm trying to distinguish that LTE as a 4G technology, GSM as a legacy tech when we're, looking specifically at voice and texting, right? LTE is all about data and voice over the LTE. So that's kind of what I meant by that. Oh yeah, Jarrett, the 2.5 gigahertz will be very fast. Google, yeah, but I don't like the way they got it set up, Madbird. I really don't. It's 22 gig, and then you're like permanently throttled the rest of the month. So I'm not sure if I like it. It's still a thing with older phones, but Jim, we're gonna have to eventually. We got to retire our legacy tech. We can't hold on to these old phones. Reached a record. You have more likes than you do viewers. Is that true? That's pretty crazy. Appreciate that, guys. If you haven't done so, go ahead and like the video and do say hello in the live chat. Good to have you guys on. 25 megabits per second down is not slow. I agree. That's not slow. It's usable. There's not much you can't do with 25 megabits per second down. You can do pretty much most anything. You could do 4K video on that. Can T-Mobile make Letitia anymore a monster after? That's funny, James. Good stuff, man. Merger actually doesn't happen. I don't think so. I think it's a slam dunk at this point. Verizon has no more CDMA. It's gone. I hear some markets still have it. I just don't know where. I haven't seen it. T-Mobile coverage is good in Parsons. Checked postpaid Sprint customers going to T-Mobile. What's up, Troy? What state was added for supporting the merger? It was Arkansas. Not yet. It's not. Okay. I never liked CDMA. The only time I liked CDMA was when we were just doing voice. You get what I'm saying? Like, CDMA was cool when we were just calling. 1994, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. And then like in 2000 and 2001, we started moving towards texting, right? 2002, 2003. And then that was cool too. But then we got to 3G and we got to do a little bit of data. We started sending emails and we started doing some picture messaging and stuff like that. It's the evolution. CNMA only for a month, so I can only call and text. Yeah, totally. Yeah, LTE is, I love LTE. Verizon never throttled my data. They were throttling me like crazy, Gene. Like crazy. People like Apple, Michael, because the devices they know what to expect. They know the value they're getting in the phones, the integration of the software. They know the layout. They know the interface. It's what they know, man. They've been with it for a while. Cesar says AT&T is trying to sell their network off in Puerto Rico to cover their debt. They did, didn't they, Cesar? I'm pretty sure they sold to Liberty. I'm pretty sure. They already got a deal there, so. My second phone is a Verizon Galaxy S6 Edge, and I'm using it on T-Mobile network. How's it running? How do they make 2.5 spectrum faster on 5G than it is on LTE? It's the hardware, right? It's the standards-based 5G hardware. So if you do it over LTE hardware, there's a certain amount of potential it has. Spectrum concentration to 5G is also different. The way it's going to propagate, the way it's going to allow for throughput on the network, it's all different. T-Mobile will have 200 million customers covered with 5G next month. Yeah. Got the announcement, right? Sneed, I added a profile pic. Can't hide no more. I didn't see your profile pic. I just see the green. Few blocks, Tom. She-Hulk. So, John, you don't like Letitia? Been using Visible's hotspot. Been getting... Wow. 20 to 30 on hotspot? That's incredible. I was getting like 5 to 10 megabits on the hotspot. So, I don't know. That's pretty good. Nextel was great for the walkie-talkie feature. But that's about it, Shane. I can't really say much else because it was 800 megahertz. I don't know. Can't say that I was ever impressed by Nextel, except I did like the walkie-talkie feature. I thought that was cool. The fight between Blu-ray and HD DVD. I bought HD DVD system and Blu-ray won the fight, so yes, forgot CD. That's right. That's a good comparison, a very good analogy. How fast is 600 megahertz? Potentially, we could see 600 megahertz get LTE up over 100 megabits per second, individually solo. If you aggregate it, obviously you can do faster speeds. For 5G, they're saying up to 450 megabits per second. So that's kind of what they're shooting for. I think you're right about that, KMLE. I think you are right. You have Apple Watches, you have iPhones, you have MacBooks, you have MacBook Pros, you have iMacs, you have iPads, you have, all these different hardware devices that all sync perfectly through the Apple ecosystem with iCloud services, with Apple Music, with, iCloud and all these different security features. It all just works together. You ain't lying. West Virginia has hardly any Verizon coverage. AT&T and T-Mobile and Sprint have coverage. See, Michael, my experience with Verizon in West Virginia was decent considering how, isolated some of those little towns and neighborhoods and boroughs are and stuff. Like, I didn't see any coverage from T-Mobile when I went to West Virginia. If they have West Virginia coverage now, I would be pleasantly surprised. I agree, Gene. I can't find any in Ohio either. LTE is the future. Indeed, it is. It's the future, and 5G, obviously. How is T-Mobile the underdog able to beat the big two big bells to the punch with it? You know what, Tom? I think it was just different ways of approaching 5G. Don't sleep on AT&T though. Don't sleep on AT&T. AT&T's 5G. They're going to have low band, they're going to have mid band, and they are going to have millimeter wave. It's Verizon's the one that's got the problem in 5G. It's not AT&T. Verizon should be the best. They've got the most money. I mean, AT&T too, obviously. That's right. When should I add that cheap Sprint line so I can keep the price when the merger is complete? Nobody really knows exactly how T-Mobile's going to keep the cheap lines. Like, they may move you to the cheapest T-Mobile line. Nobody really knows, but I mean, I don't know. I would want to get on it very soon because the merger court date is December 9th. If that closes within a few weeks, you're looking at a closing January, February. You're going to want to get in at some point. Dropped every single call with Nextel. My wife just went to Boost the other day. How fast are we expecting T-Mobile 600 megahertz 5G speeds to be in December? How do those speeds compare to LT? So I'm expecting either, like, if you're asking me to put a number on it, my guess, Jarrett, is I would say probably around 100 megabits per second average. I would say by the end of 2020, expect it to double because you're going to have spectrum allocations being put towards 5G. I would be mindful that we do have to be patient because we saw what happened with 3G and movement towards LTE. It took time because, like, in 2011, when 4G LTE started really catching grip, 5 to 10 megabits per second was considered fast. Now we're getting 50 to 100 pretty consistently. So I would just kind of cool the jets and kind of see what happens. Yeah, agree. It was cool back in the day. Probably not that. Yeah. It's going to take a while for sure. Totally agree. With Visible, I've been streaming 1080p without buffers. It does that for me sometimes. Verizon still has CDMA in New York City. I'm really surprised. I haven't seen CDMA in years. I haven't seen 3G in like 4 years, let alone CDMA, and talking about like 1X and 2G and stuff. TK, what's up, bro? Appreciate you stopping by and saying hello, man. Big salute to you, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Glad you could make it. Hey, sure. You got it, Zena. And that's actually why Sprint failed with the whole Nextel thing. It was so hard to integrate the technologies. It was a pain. And interoperability with phones was a nightmare. I definitely recommend that you guys check out the history of Sprint video here on the channel. Excellent. AT&T plans are too expensive. I agree, they're pricey. AT&T has good spectrum. Yeah, band 14 is going to be huge for them moving forward. When I chirp, shorty chirp back. They usually have to keep the plans active until you make a phone change. I'll tell you what, TK, AT&T is shady, man. I've heard of them raising pricing. I've heard of them doing some shady stuff. Verizon too, man. They are lethal. They are aggressive. They want to get you out of those legacy plans, bro. What's up, Lewis? Good to have you on, man. I see you now. AT&T will have it all soon. They will. AT&T's 5G is going to be solid. Do not sleep on AT&T, guys. In the illustrious words of Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, truth will be told, AT&T's 5G will be legit. It'll be faster than T-Mobile's. It will be better than T-Mobile's, and it will be faster and better than Verizon's. And more available than Verizon's. It's going to be legit. I think T-Mobile is going to be number 2 in 5 years. Can't argue with you there. They have a legit chance of doing that, Paul. The regular G7 doesn't have 600 megahertz, but the G7 Power does. Wow. Isn't the G7 Power like lower spec, like in terms of video resolution and stuff? The display? That's crazy. Good to know, though, Jose. Thank you. Thanks for letting us know. Boost will get to ride the wave on T-Mobile service for a while. Yeah, I think the contract is for 7 years. We'll see what happens. I was blown away, 240 megabits per second. Oh, wow, TK. See, 240 is pretty good. but Chicago's known for having good coverage. When I was in Chicago about 4 years ago, the LTE speed on Verizon was blazing. I was seeing like 150 megabits per second 4 years ago. So it was fast when I was there too. And that's LTE, like you said. Once low band 5G is launched, will I be seeing 5x5 of Ben Sim one on my phone? You might be seeing more, John. You might. Oh man, we're in the 90-minute zone. Sheesh. I was planning on being on for like an hour. Boost and Virgin. Some of that device compatibility might be an issue. They might have to upgrade. Can't wait till the unlimited elite plan is available. So you're gonna go with that expensive AT&T, Michael? Man, I had Alltel TK. It was a great unlimited plan. I had that fully unlimited action, bro. Full coverage, no throttle, none of that nonsense. Unlimited data for like $49.99 a month, bro. It was great. I remember that. Boost done. Man, it's really bad. It's really sad, Chase, honestly. I feel bad for the dealers. They're being dragged through the mud in this. The merger's getting prolonged. I don't think the attorneys general know what they're doing. They're really hurting Boost stores. You got to let Dish take over and start making moves. You know, it's they got to let it go. T-Mobile Sprint lied to the FCC. DJ, they will build a tower. There's lots of people, potential customers. I don't know if they lied. AT&T prepaid at my house. I was getting huge download speeds in Cape Coral, Florida. I hear AT&T is good in Florida. Yeah, Chicago speeds are fantastic. SMT post to Mastodon us. Dave, thanks for the super chat, bro. Appreciate you. If the case gets dismissed like it should, why can't the merger close right away? It's going to take there's going to be like a 30-day period though for clearance. So there's still going to be like a month grace. Oh, history of Sprint. Check that out, guys. My history of Sprint video. Rafi, thank you for putting that out there in the live. Carrier's thought on people is against the law. I'm glad T-Mobile doesn't do that. Yeah, they're consumer friendly for sure. Zena, the amount of 3G that Sprint still has is alarming. Like we're in 2019, and here in the Cleveland area, I would say at least half the time, if you have Sprint, it's probably in 3G. And it flashes, it moves back into LTE as you're moving, but like I haven't seen 3G on Verizon in like 4 or 5 years. Seriously, I'm not exaggerating. Like people think I'm joking. I'm serious. It's a pain, man. New T-Mobile in the next decade. T-Mobile will be too hard to beat. Verizon 18 won't be able to keep up. Well, they're going to have to compete in pricing. They're definitely going to have to do that. 6G network. Peter, I'm sorry, man. I'm not thinking about 6G right now. I'm all in 5G mode. Verizon, I get about 160 for download speed on LT. I'm downtown Frisco. That's pretty good speeds, Dartis. It's pretty good. I was planning on staying on. Oh, man. Jarrett, that's solid, bro. That's quote of the night right there. Quote of the night from Jarrett. G7 power is only 720p. That's what I thought. Heard AT&T is moving customers to more expensive plans. I heard that too. And actually, Zena, I heard they're adding $10 fees. Like, what are you guys doing? Crazy, right? It's a good phone, S9. I like it. 10G. Oh, God. Here we go. Put a sticker on the top of your phone. 10G. All right, y'all. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you all for being here. I think we had some really awesome discussions. Thank you guys for chatting in the live chat. Thank you to all who liked the video. If you haven't done so yet, please do like and share the video. Thank you to those in the live for the conversation, the dialogue. I want to give a big shout out to all the patrons over on the Patreon, as well as the SMT Nation on the Discord server. Thank you guys for your continued support there. All my Twitter followers, thank you guys for being a part of the Twitter Nation for SMT. Big shout out to my moderators. I didn't see Pete tonight, but I saw Dave B's Tech. I did see Greg A. I definitely saw Rafi. He's got the big wrench holding it down. The usual riders, ACDC, Tom, Chase from Legos, all you guys, thank you for being here. DGAF, I see you, bro. Long time no see. Glad you can make it. Madbirds, saw you in the chat. Luis, Billy, Tom, the whole crew, Zena, Jay Holm, Shane. Big shout out to TK for stopping by. Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. KMLE, good to have you on as well. Glad you guys could stop by. John, Paul, Eric, Maverick, aka Frankie, Jose, everybody that was, involved today in the live. Thank you guys for being here. Dave, you're not a mod? I thought you were a mod, dude. All right. Well, anyways, we got to figure that out. We got to make sure you are. But that's pretty much it. I think we talked about everything that you guys wanted to, tried to get to all the questions and the comments. And it was awesome. We had over like 100 and some odd viewers today. So thanks again for supporting the channel. Big shout out to Jeremy for his donation. Big shout out to those who provided super chats. I want to thank you guys for those kind and considerate donations. They do go to a great cause. My daughter Yasmin's college fund, raising money for her. So your super chats are greatly appreciated. Other than that, I think we're kind of wrapping things up here. Matt Dubb, thank you for being here as well, and you're always very welcome. Jay, good to have you on. Everybody out there, thank you. If you haven't done so already, please do like this video and share it. All your social medias, your Twitters, all that stuff. Check me out, SMT on Twitter. Just wanted to shout that out there. But that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. You have a great weekend. I'm the SMT, and I will see you guys on the next video and podcast. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.